Hey, thanks for checking out 3D Products. I'm Donald Williams, and in this segment we're going to show you how to use 3D's new AAT Sanding System. It's all sanding discs. It's made for dual action or DA orbital sander, palm sander, or the DA 3D L35 polisher. You can use it as well. On this hood, we're going to show you the steps to properly sanding a hood, kind of some of the reasons for it. One of them is going to be to remove orange peel or to level orange peel to the appropriate level. The other one is going to be to remove dirt nibs, dust, and a lot of times a quick way to remove oxidation instead of compounding and polishing for long periods of time. The new system comes with a interface pad. It's Velcro, made to go onto the palm sander. The very first step we're going to show you how to do is with our P15 dry sanding paper, and this is a film. And the second will be with a wet sandpaper, and this is wet sanding. A lot of people hear about it. Some people don't know what it is, and we'll go ahead and show you how to do that in the segments to come. The reasons for having different levels of sandpaper is the first one you're going to do is you're going to go down and cut out all the defects, the orange peel, the heavy scratches maybe, some of the dirt nibs. You're going to remove those with the sandpaper on the first step. Then the second step with the 3000 is only to refine those scratches. You're not looking to always remove all the scratches and the sanding marks from it, but you're making it so that it's easier to compound polish to bring that shine back. Okay, so the first step that we're going to be doing is we're going to make sure our surface is clean. I'm using rubbing alcohol. You can use Prep Solve. It's up to you. It's your choice. You want to make sure all the finger smudges, any of the oils, any things that are on the surface that can affect the way the abrasive handles itself, and not only the life of the abrasive, is removed so that we can make sure we get a nice clean cut, get the defects out of the surface here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put on the interface pad onto the sanding disc. What you want to do is make sure it's on nice and even, lined up. Be careful, Velcro can actually scratch the surface really well. We don't want to put that on there. Then we're going to take our 1500. Steps we usually suggest to start with. You can go a little bit more aggressive if you like, but the 1500 that the 3D AAT has, the system has, is very aggressive as far as it cuts fast and it has long life, so you don't have to worry about using those extra steps with the sandpaper. You only have to do it in 2 steps as opposed to several steps. Make sure it's lined up so that the Velcro and everything's covered and it's nice and even. Hold your hose up, just work it in nice even areas, allowing the sander to do the work. Nice, even, back and forth motions, making sure you don't collect too much of this dust, because what can happen is it can actually grab some of the pigtails. And you can see how well the AAT paper is working by how much of the sanding dust is there, how quickly it's cutting through it. Remove some of that, so make sure you don't get any more pigtails. And as you can see here, we have some defects. These are some of the lows that are in the paint. You have some highs. You have some lines that were done from previous testing spots. We're going to go ahead and continue to level these. Cuts nice and fast. Do a second little pass here just to make sure it continues to go through and gives you a nice, even sanding motion here. How much you sand depends on how much you want to correct, how much you want to level down your areas that you're doing. So if you have things like this right here, this is called a dirt nib. You want to go through and you want to level it down a little bit more. Feel free, go over nice and even. And see how we have some of the orange peel left on the top here. This is what you're going to end up doing. If you want to remove it all, it'll look more like this. If you want to level it and you continue to sand, it'll look like this. If you want to take and keep some of the orange peel, this is enough for you. You don't have to keep going. We just wanted to make sure we remove all the dirt nibs and all the defects that are in the paint. Now that we've gone and leveled this half of the hood, we're now going to go ahead and refine the 1500 grit sand marks with 3000. We're going to go through now, we're going to go with the wet sandpaper with 3000. Make sure that it lines up right on the DA sander. Get the paper a little wet, and you're going to wet down. Now I've done a tape line here just to show this the reason when I'm done here on why we use a 3000 paper. It's not so much that the 3000 is going to shine up the paint or make the paint look any better. It's really all we're doing is we're refining those 1500 sand marks, because 1500 is going to go deeper into the paint than a 3000. Now, in case people are wondering, what does 3000, what does 1500 mean? 1,500, that's 1,500 pieces of granules per square inch on the sandpaper. So in relation, it's the same thing. You can only fit 3,000 square inch. Now what that means is that the granules, when you're sanding, are smaller per square inch. So thus giving you a more refined sanding paper, and they don't go as deep. I'm gonna go over a couple quick passes just to make sure I'm refining this. Now to your eye, you may not notice too much of a difference because the 1,500 cut real even. All we did is take and refined it a little bit more. If you notice, there was some more orange peel and different things that were on here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to quickly show you what we do with the compound. We're going to show you AAT 501, and we're going to go right over this line, nice and even back and forth motions, just to show you why 1,500, how well we can cut from 1,500, and to show you why we go to 3,000, because what we're trying to do here is we're trying to save you time to make you more money. Okay, now we're going to take AAT 501 rubbing compound. We're going to apply just a couple dots onto a 6-inch black wool pad. We're going to go back and forth. You'll be able to see the biggest difference in the way that we turn it down to 1,400. And we'll use this for keep it nice and level. Now this is the reason why we do it. We did the same amount of passes back and forth in the same area. And even though we're cutting out the 1,500 rather quick, 3 passes, you can see the obvious difference between where the 1,500 was cutting by itself or the 3,000 cut. So with AAT 501 rubbing compound, you have no problem moving 1,500. But with the 3,000 added onto it, the difference is much faster. 1,500 right here with 3 passes, 1,500 and 3,000 right here with 3 passes. So you have the same amount of passes with each other, but you're getting almost twice as much correction time, because all you've done is refined and bring. With the 3,000, your scratches are about, or 1,500, your scratches are about this deep. With the 3,000, they're about that deep. So it's going to be a little bit easier. So we appreciate you taking the time to check us out and look into our AAT sanding system. Feel free to subscribe to our channel and share us on Facebook. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time.